Hey everybody, back with the STB one yet again. Actually, this was played very shortly after the last replay. Still with hardest and everything, this time in different tanks, and we've ended up on Ensk. Now, the reason I wanted to upload this one is just because some really weird stuff happens this game. Now, on Ensk, standard battle, the sort of established pubbie meta is for heavy tanks and armoured TDs, especially ones with turrets, to head into the Thunderdome in E2 and fight it out there across the F-line street, while mediums and some TDs, as well as light tanks, come out to the east side and run through the field or the lumberyard. As somebody who prefers to play medium tanks and who generally doesn't like fighting in the town on this map, I head to the lumberyard. Once I get set in my ways and get comfortable with the position, I tend to keep going to it. Holy fucking shit, a fucking heavy tank just beat me to my position. I don't know how that happened. He must have got the best spawn possible for a heavy tank on this map. I have never seen a heavy make it to that corner so quickly. I've seen mediums do it. Mediums get there at the same time as me all the time, but I don't think I've ever seen a heavy do it. Even my scent usually gets there before they do. But I suppose that could just be because I'm not used to seeing heavies come here at all. Or if they do, they usually sit up the back, so who knows. Either way, the FV215B is being very aggressive, while the Conk and Wheezy 111 are sitting a little bit further back. In fact, the 215B is really bad at aiming. He battleships out around the corner, which is a bad idea in any tank, let alone one with a frontal engine, so he has to hang 3/4 of his tank around the corner and shoot, and he misses me anyway. Now, the odds aren't looking so good for me out here, so rather than hanging around to continue the engagement, I actually back off. I do have some teammates around, but I'm not real trusting of West Coast pubbies to handle heavy tanks. R140 clowns the 215B for me, so I put a shot in the back of his turret. The Conk turns up to support him, and it's now that I see the medium tanks cutting down here. I actually did spot them on the map a little earlier, but it was at this point I decided to go deal with them. I can one-shot the 140, so that's exactly what I do, and then I make a mistake backing up. I should have pushed straight past the E50. I might have had a chance to outpace his turret for a little while. Obviously that shot was going to bounce. I just didn't really want to be manual aiming while running away. But my teammates turn up to support, and he begins to position himself side on to me for some reason. So I'm able to put in the finishing shot. Or, not the finishing shot, the almost finishing shot. The Waffenträger was in fact what killed him. Meanwhile in town, not much is actually going on. It appears the vast majority of the enemy team actually pushed out through the field and the lumberyard, which is strange. Especially at this tier, you usually don't see it happen in standard battles. Sometimes it happens in encounter. And I aimed a little too high there, skipping off the very severely sloped top of the 215B's cupola instead of hitting the flat front. Bad aim on my part. I can't blame that one on the STB's gun. Managed to put a shot into the bat chat through a pile of logs, and then back away. I don't want to get myself killed just yet, there's still plenty of damage to be had. Unfortunately I scrubbed that shot. I think I may have nicked the back of the wreck in front of him, or its gun barrel or something. I see the 215B is trying to side scrape off his corner, but he gives way too much side, and so although he nearly kills me, I'm able to put one more shot into him. We now actually have the upper hand, both in terms of map control and number of tanks, and so I feel pretty confident engaging here. Fortunately I bounce off the Wheezy 111, but my teammates are able to clean him up, and now the lumberyard is clear. The last two remaining enemy tanks are most likely in town. Obviously the 113 is, but there we go, the Waffenträger is as well. And the Waffenträger is actually on full health. I managed to make a moving shot into him there, which is quite a feat in this tank. Like I said, it really does not like firing on the move. I'm then able to make another through the wall, which nearly kills him. He's blown up before I can finish him, and then I'm looking for a shot on the 113. Careless aim tracks him, but fails to do damage. And then I foolishly roll out around the corner, and obviously he was loaded. Either way, ended up being about 3,500 damage, just under, as you can see. It's a pretty quick match for Ents. Usually they go a little bit longer than this. It was also pretty odd to see heavy tanks get so aggressive in the lumberyard, which is usually the realm of mediums or even tank destroyers. Almost all heavies on this map tend to gravitate towards Thunderdomes, so it's very rarely that you actually see them pushing any other flank. When they do push through the lumberyard, they usually tend to sit up the back sniping over the tops of the mediums that are fighting for it. But this is West, and strange things do happen on West, so I won't complain, and ended up giving me a pretty decent game, so I'm happy with that result. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.